Good morning, everyone. Today we are on day 7 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And our sketch artist today is Sarah Fletcher Thorne. Where did that come from? Okay, so this is the 2-page layout. She's got a circle with a floral up here and a title. She's got another circle down here. And this all on the left side. And then she's got like little banners here that say different things. And actually they all say quote. And then she's got 2 vertical photos. They look like 4x6s. And then on the right side, she has a small title or quote. And she has 4 photos, and they look like they're probably 4x4s. She's got a little embellishment here, a little tab here. And I really started out very much like this, but it's changed up a little bit. But you'll see it's definitely inspired. Okay, so when we went to my sister's house, we were in Frisco, Texas, and we went to a place called Sweet Gillies. And it's a gluten-free shop, and gluten-free bakery. And anyway, the place was gorgeous. The food was awesome. You had to be in line by the time they opened if you wanted to get cinnamon rolls. And we got there before 10 o'clock and there was already people there. Or was it 10 o'clock or were they open at 9?
10.
10. Okay, so it's like, yeah, we got there and there was already people in line. So, and I think between us all, we really only got 2 cinnamon rolls, but all their stuff was good. And they had savory items too, so you could have breakfast. And this is what it looked like in the front. And they had 2 arched windows on the side, but I decided I wanted to use this one because I just like this picture better. But I did take one of the whole works. And then they had like little tables over here. You can kind of see the one in the reflection here. And when you walked in, it's like this is what it looked like when you walked in. This was to the left. And it says, where cake meets luxury, which I just thought was so cute. And then this was the lady who owned the shop. And oh, there was flowers everywhere. So there's flowers up here, and then she had like bird cages. They look like bird cages, but she would put her pastries on there. And she probably does, you know, banquets and stuff like that. So she had a lot of them. And then she's got her foods here because they just opened, so she doesn't even have all her foods in the case yet. This was a little seating area, and this was... Actually, I had another one as you first walked in, but this case looked better, so, and I wanted to have more different pictures. And then this was as you're in line, because she was taking orders right over here. And it was a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. So I am using City of Love because the colors are just perfect for this. And let's see, I'm trying to get it all in the frame at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna use, I actually started out using this because her door was arched. But by the time I get the photos on there, you're never gonna know. Because I'm gonna cover it right up. Okay, and so I'm gonna center them, and I know I was walking around with that invisible ruler, and I want the other one. Where is it? Here it is, yay. So I'm gonna start over here and put down my pictures first. Okay. Because I want the door first as you go in. And I'm going to try to not cover up the chairs, this little table down here, because you could they did have a little table out there. Actually, me and my husband sat at the table and had our picture taken, but I like all these pictures, so I want these on there. In fact, I had more, but I just decided this was enough. Okay, and I'm just going to leave a smidgen of space between them. This one was a little bit shorter because it's like, I don't know, my picture was just shorter. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it was a vertical shot. I don't know. It's like I don't remember how come that picture turned out differently. But okay, and then this one I'm going to put up just a little bit higher because she had one a little lower and one a little higher. But I'm not going to have much different in the height. Okay, and I want to keep that angel, the little cherub, showing a little bit. Oh, I need to put that over that, I guess, if I want it to line up. Okay, I'm just putting a hair between them. Not very much. Okay. Because I do want the chairs to show, and a little bit of the, outside embellishments, or, paper embellishments. Okay, and there's this paper right here. I'm gonna slide mine up a little bit. You see I've slid my photo up a little bit. And I'm going to put this in here, and it's going to be right at the top of this chair. And let me see if that's straight. Okay, I think that looks straight there. Okay. Because when I do the 30 days of sketches, I do want to try to get as close as possible to the design, because that's the whole fun of it. Okay, so I've got that there. And in my picture, I do not even have my title up here yet. Okay, so I'm going to put my title up here, and it's going to be, but first, Sweet Gillies. Because you had to go there first, because otherwise they were going to be gone. So I'm going to put that up there. And I'm going to put it a little bit more to the side, because I'm going to put 3 dots here, and I'm going to use enamel dots that are close to this color, because I did not have any dots in these letters, and these are from Paper Studio. Okay, so I'm going to pause and put that down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the title on. So it says, but first, Sweet Gillies Specialty Bake Shop. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and embellish this side first. Okay, so I've got this heart is here, and since it's cut off, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that heart since it's cut there. So I'm gonna put this flower here, and then I've got this other flower here too, and they're very pretty. I love them. Okay, I think I might put this one up on dimensionals. Okay, and this one I'm gonna just glue down. Whoa. Just throwing stuff around over here. Okay, I'm gonna glue this, but not right to the edge because I'm gonna tuck in a leaf. I think that should be good, and then gotta make sure this is right side up, and that one there. Okay, and then I've got these little ivy leaves, and I pulled out some more because I think one of them I got, I would like to face another direction, so I'm gonna put these up here. Oh, they're all really huge. Okay, maybe that's why I pulled out the ones that all went in the same direction. Okay, maybe I could put, this one's, I think, same size. Okay, maybe I'll put that one there. Okay, I can go ahead and put this one in. Okay. I just love this kind of flower, it's so pretty. Okay, now which way did I think it needed to go? I think like this. Okay. So I'm gonna put that one there. And tuck one underneath this rose a little. I'm gonna hang over the pictures. You know, I like to hang stuff over the pictures because I love collage. I loved it when we did collage in school. That was so fun. Okay. And then down here, there's a cake, but it's being cut off by the picture. So I'm gonna replace that. I actually took, it was the same kind of cake, and I did not bring out any of the other pictures, but so it was a 2-layer cake, or 2-tier cake actually, and so I cut that off and just left the flowers, and I also cut the stem off that was on it. And so I'm going to replace the cake that's there being covered up with this bigger cake. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover that up to there. I think that looks straight there. Okay, and then I've got a little cup of coffee because I also serve coffee there, even though we just waited and got coffee when we got home. So we ran out to the bake shop that day, and just so we could have some gluten-free goodies. And it was super good, super good. And if you were somebody who didn't like gluten-free, you'd never know. And it was also dairy-free, which you would not know that either. And I even had what was that thing that I had that had the sausage in it? What was that called? Do you remember?
Texas Twinkie.
No. No, that breakfast sausage that we had at Sweet Gillies. And so I've got this hat box down here, and it has some ivy and some flowers on it. And I think that's it for this side. Okay, and then I have enamel dots, but I'm going to do that at the end. Okay, so I'm going to come over to this side, and I've already put my 4 pictures together. Now, her sketch did not call for what I'm about to add. She just has some embellishments on this side, and then part of the circle would be on this side, but you know, I'm not doing the circles at all. I have this strip that was actually, I cut it off from the last embellishment that or the last layout I did with this, and I'm actually putting this at the top because she had all the flowers at the top of the up by the ceiling, and all over the place there was flowers. So I thought this is just, I would just have to put this on here. That's all there is to it. Okay, and I think it's on there all the way and straight. Yep, okay. So I'm gonna still put this, in the middle. She had hers up a little higher. Yeah, I'll probably have mine up a little higher too. Okay. Okay. And let me see, I want this to make sure I'm in the middle. Oh, and I did say that my collection I'm using, the papers I'm using, is Mintay's City of Love. So it's kind of like a Paris themed. And that's what, when everybody walked into Sweet Gillies, that's what they said it felt like in there. So I thought, all right, I can use my Paris paper. That's exactly what I thought. And we were all in there going, oh my gosh, it's so pretty in here. And my sister made me make sure that I took a picture of the door to where the bathroom area was, because they had the most beautiful door handle, doorknob. But I might put it on here someplace later. Maybe I'll just print it out and put it down here, because it was really pretty. It was a glass doorknob, and it was so pretty. Okay, so now up here, I'm actually going to put this with the little macarons or macaroons. I thought I heard somebody say they were pronounced macaroon, but you always hear I heard macarons, but you always hear macaroons, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm sticking that up there in that corner. And now you can't see the glass there, but you can see it that it's over here. Okay, and then I have some flowers. I should have another ivy, yep, here. And I'm gonna use this, which I cut out of one of the cards, but it didn't have the bottom of it. It was like cut off, so I'm actually gonna layer it, and I think it's easier just to leave this on here, but I think I'm gonna remove part of it so it's not sticking out down below. Just like the stemmed cake plate, I removed part of that to put it, on that table in the other page. Okay, so now this should be out of the way, because I wanted the bottom of that, and the chances of me, actually using it's probably pretty slim, and I can always cut another one from one of the cards, even though it doesn't have this on here, or the little scalloped area on there. I thought this might be the only time I use it, so I'm gonna put that little scalloped area on there. Okay. Oops, I thought it was. And I love the little keys hanging here. I just think that's so pretty. I love keys. Especially old skeleton keys. Okay. So I'm just gonna put this right over here. And I don't want it hanging off the edge, so right there should be good. I don't want the bird pecking her. Okay. And then I have this Another one of these beautiful flowers. I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. They had great big groupings of flowers in this too, but these were my favorites. I wish there was a whole bunch of those, these ones here. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that there, and then I've got a little teacup or coffee cup again. I'm gonna put that there. And I'm gonna overlap the flowers, so I need to put this up on dimensionals on half of it. I feel really spoiled getting to use all these dimensionals since I bought them on Amazon. They were so much cheaper. Okay, so I've got that there. And then I have another little ivy leaf. So I'm gonna put that right tucked underneath this flower. Okay, did I just knock a leaf off or a enamel dot off there or not? I don't know. Okay, maybe. I'll find it later. Okay. So now I'm gonna just enamel dot. I think that's all I have left here. I love how it turned out. I know with the exception of the layout of the photos, it probably doesn't have too much in common with the sketch, but the sketch led me to it. I love it. Love how it turned out. And again, it's like, you know, every time I do the sketch or do this, it's always my favorite, you know, my favorite layouts, because they're not like my usual ones that, you know, my favorite thing is to do a vertical layout. Okay, I got them laid there together, and now I've lost my enamel dots here there. I'm gonna try to slide that underneath the leaf a little bit, unless I push it down too hard. Like that there. Okay, and put one over here in this little macaroon or macaron area. Wow, there we go. I'll have to glue that little leaf down. Since I couldn't pick it up, there we go. And then I'm gonna put some on this side. I love this color. It's like such a creamy pink. Oh, and I guess I got both sides a diagonal design, which I didn't realize I was doing. Okay, I know I need a medium. I don't know if I'll get a big one over here or not, because I don't have too much space. And I've got all these cherubs over here, so I don't want to cover them up too much. Maybe I could put one just down here on top of the building on the photo. All right, so that is it. And did I say who the sketch artist was? Yes, I did, Sarah. Okay, so I'd like to thank Sarah for that. I love how it turned out, and I love scrapbooking this place because it's a fond memory already. So thank you for joining me. I will have close-ups at the end. Down below I'll have a link to all the Facebook link, whoops, where you can see everybody's still shots, and then there's also a YouTube link where everybody who is doing the YouTube videos, they'll have those posted over there. So have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll have close-ups at the end. Bye-bye.